Back on the Chamber Report, time now for our segment called Member Profiles. A chance for you to find out who some of the many members of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce are. And we've got an old friend back. He's not that old, just because, well, he hasn't been here for a little while. But we've got stuff to talk about, and yes, he made my wife happy. We've been looking for old antique wagon wheels, and my wife wants 3. And the guy that I went to was Brandon Altenweg from Amore Antiques, located in historic downtown Anoka. Brandon, you've been a player in this game of vintage and what is old and what isn't, but just this whole game, and you've taken that to a whole new level now at Amore Antiques. First, tell everybody exactly where you guys are located.
We are right in the heart of downtown Anoka. On 2nd Avenue, 2008 2nd Avenue, right across the street from 10K Brewing, and I really consider it the heart of downtown Anoka.
No question. No question. That whole 2nd and East Main is. All right, we're going to get to some things, and I know you want to hear it, but I got to get this wagon wheel thing out of the way. So Brandon Amore, through Brandon, was a part of the annual Anoka sidewalk sale. And I happened to be running around because I helped do the setup, and I walked by and I saw a couple of wagon wheels and started talking to Brandon, and sure as heck, we swung a deal, and my wife got 2 of the 3 that she needs. And that's the example, Brandon, that I want to talk about is that I didn't know that I was going to get 2 wagon wheels the day that I walked over Antiques on Main, and yet that happened. And I bet that happens all the time at Amore, where somebody's out there and just something clicks, something pops in their eye, like maybe some of the things that are on the table.
You just never know what you'll find at Amore Antiques, and this is a good example of some of the items that you will find. It's a wide variety of stuff. You got everything from your costume jewelry. We've got a lot of costume jewelry in there. Something for the guys, because holiday season is upon us, and you're not going to find any of these unique items anywhere else. All you have to do is go to Amore Antiques, and you're going to find the most unique items for that holiday gift. Something for the guys. You know, 80s is really popular because, let's face it, the 80s were 40 years ago.
Right.
That stuff is vintage.
It counts.
And if you're 40, you're probably vintage too. But so 80s is really popular, you know, and then of course we've got the classic stuff that you'll probably find at a antique store, you know, the old cookie jars, chalkware, this old chalkware bank that you would have won this at an old carnival. It's in remarkable condition.
It is.
Because it's just a little ding and you can ruin that. But then also the most unique and kind of crazy items that you can find. You won't find it anywhere else.
No, you will not find that anywhere else.
Frog.
Yeah, it's real.
That is a little purse, little handbag purse. Perfect mother-in-law gift for this holiday season, if I don't say so.
I'm thinking you put that in the stocking and just make sure your camera is ready.
Yes,
that has YouTube written all over.
Exactly.
Can you imagine going in and pulling that thing out?
It's good for the white elephant gifts. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Amore Antiques.
Yeah, you know, and that's the key. Every time that Brendan and I pop out, it's a treasure hunt. We don't know what we're looking for, but you'll find that piece of vintage, you know, from my childhood, which was long ago, but it's just a blast to go and see. And that's the key at Amore is you've got a tremendous amount of people, and we're going to talk about maybe somebody out there that might want to play in that game. But first, what's new and exciting over at Amore?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been at the helm for 9 months now, and I have been doing some moving and shaking, is what I like to call it. Just really making sure that anytime you come in there, it's going to be different. We've moved some cabinets around. I've got a bunch of new vintage dealers that are coming in. And really where the biggest change you'll find is going to be on our 2nd level. The previous owner, she kind of kept it simple downstairs, didn't have any locked cases, and I am trying to make our 2nd level just as fabulous as our 1st level. I've got 2 new really exciting dealers down there with a couple more to come. I'm really looking forward to 2022 because I'm actually bringing in 8 new display cases to put in the shop. So it's just, we're going to have a lot more room for a lot more cool stuff for people to find.
That's great. All right. So, you know, it's November, people. So the holidays are here now, and you've been hearing the whole blast about you got to buy early, you're not going to get your stuff. Well, you also might not find that unique piece if you wait too. I mean, the time is now. Let's face it. End of December is coming fast, and you will find unique things. And Brandon is, you know, some of the things that you showed us here, you've got a special happening during the month, correct?
That's right. Well, in November 18th through the 21st is our annual 20% off sale is what we're going to have. Yeah, it's 20% off, everything $5 and up.
Wow,
So
that's
it's a
incredible.
good deal right before Christmas. You know, get yourself a deal on the most unique present that you won't find anywhere else.
No question. All right, so let's say, Brandon, somebody's out there and they're like, you know, I'd like this. I have a passion for this stuff, and I've got a lot of stuff, and maybe I might want to become a dealer. So tell people how Antique Store works, and where do you get all this stuff?
Well, and that's a great question because a lot of people don't realize how an antique store works. When you walk in, you're walking the floor, you'll notice all these little cubbies, these little areas. Those are different vintage and antique dealers. We really are a small, there's several small businesses within a small business, essentially is what it is. I've got 60 different dealers, whether they're rent floor space from me or if they rent a shelf. Anybody can rent a shelf for $15 a month and sell their stuff and just try their hand at kind of buying and selling that old cool stuff. And then if you're successful at it, you can grow into some floor space. And that's what I did. I started on 2 shelves about 9 years ago now, and now I own the place.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. You know, it's just a lot of fun. It's a good hobby for people to have. It doesn't necessarily have to be a career like I've made it, but
Right.
it's just a good hobby and something fun to do. And sometimes collectors end up with a surplus of stuff, and they need maybe an avenue to get rid of some of it so they can go buy some new stuff. And like I said, you can rent a shelf for $15 a month, and it's a great way to do that.
Do you have a shelf available for $15 a month?
I do, and kind of going back to those 8 cases that I'm going to be bringing into the store, that's exactly what those are going to be for people to rent shelves. And it really, when I have more shelf dealers like that, it just really adds to the diversity of stuff that we have, and that's really what makes our shop so special, is because I do have 60 different people in there that are selling stuff. You really just never know what you're going to find, because we all have different likes and different
Sure.
tastes, and so we're all just bringing in different kinds of stuff. It's just a wide variety of stuff, and having a wide variety of people is gonna make that happen.
So where do you get all your stuff as stuff? Like you obviously have an area there that you're selling as well.
I do,
So
yeah.
how does that work? I mean, do people walk into Amore going, hey, I got stuff maybe to sell?
All the time, people walk into the store wanting to sell some stuff. Essentially, that's kind of how we get it sometimes, is just people walking into the door, got stuff to get rid of, or they'll call and say, hey, I got a house full of stuff. You want to come look at it? And I was just at a pick on this past Friday where I was spent 4 hours in the guy's basement just digging through layers. He was a collector. He's getting up there in age, and he doesn't have no interest in it anymore. And literally, there was layers of stuff that I was digging through to find the treasures. That's actually where I just got this frog. I just picked this frog up on Friday.
You know, Brandon, actually, that
so
was
cool.
just a dead frog that was in the basement that you
Yeah.
put a string on. But so it's like the show American Pickers. If any of you have watched that,
it is.
I mean,
It is.
that's
That's
just
what it is.
repeat, right?
It is.
This has all been
Yeah.
happening long before that show ever happened.
Yes.
That's the way this stuff goes. Interesting.
It's so fun.
All right, so can anyone be a vintage antique dealer?
Anybody can do it. If you've got a passion for everything vintage, antique, and collectible, you can do it.
And it's busy, isn't it? You guys have done well.
It has never been busier. It really has. It's been, I think during COVID, people really wanted to connect with some of their stuff that maybe they had as kids. You
Yeah.
know, it's very nostalgic for people to walk into the store. I hear it all the time as people walk around. Oh, I remember that, or Grandma had that, or I used to have that, and it just brings people to their happy place when they're walking through the shop.
Yeah.
It's that nostalgic, kind of brings you to that happy place.
No doubt. You know what? And get out of the house, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're about to get locked in because of winter.
Yep.
But it's a great way. Pop out, grab somebody that you want to have some fun with. Lots of options downtown Anoka if you'd like to go have dinner or lunch, and you can tie that in with a trip to Amore Antiques and more. Brenda and I love it. When we're looking for a little break, we run out there, and invariably we will find some sort of a trinket or treasure that makes it work. And she's got her eye out. Not a big wagon wheel. We're looking for, we need one more. We're putting them outside, so 2 of the 3 are up. Well, we got the 2 at Amore Antiques, and he's looking for that 3rd one for us, and you never know. It could walk in the door at Amore Antiques at any time. All right, Brandon, somebody out there is going, you know, I got stuff. This shelf thing sounds good. Or, hey, we just want to go out. Location, website, phone,
Yep.
How do they get a hold of you?
Yep, you can go to our website, amoreantiques.com. There's information on there on, well, just about everything. Or you can just come into the shop, really, on 2nd Avenue, 2008 2nd Avenue.
And what are the hours?
We're open Friday and Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 5.
That's great. I'm telling you, you will have a blast. You will find treasures, and you will bring back a little bit of your childhood. I'll guarantee you, whether that involves, and I don't know what your childhood was about, if it involves a taxidermied frog, but you never know, or maybe it's Garfield and Friends, but you will find it there. For me, I'm a vintage sports, Minnesota Twins, Vikings, North Star type of guy. Trust me, Amore has
got plenty of that,
treasures.
too.
They do. Amore has my treasures, and I bet they've got yours too. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're getting an update from one of the staffers at the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. Sue Del Castillo, our membership sales director, is back, and we're going to talk about the chamber, and we'll do it right after this.